everybody, welcome to the second episode of 5-Minute Interviews. Today, I have with me John Knox from Granbury, Texas, the Granbury Church of Christ. He's in the garage with his Texaco sign and his AC spark plugs. I respect that. And John, I'm enjoying my beverage from this is actually one of the ACU mugs.
Oh, well, I have my Texas Tech mug with my son's name on it.
Oh,
so I have my Daniel Texas Tech mug.
We respect that. We respect that. This is one of those. It's like the original. Remember, Christy England used to put swag together for those D-Min students. We got the leftovers.
Yes. And in our case, we were lucky just to get leftovers.
That's right. Hey, John, we're in this new social distant reality. You're preaching for Granbury online, correct?
Yes.
So it's going to be Easter. What are you preaching this Easter? How do you preach online at Easter?
What a great question. What I've chosen to do over the last several weeks, which is leading into Easter, I've not really spent a lot of time addressing the present crisis going on in our culture. I just decided I had started a series on the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
A couple of weeks before we started doing online services. So I've continued with my Holy Spirit series. I thought, wow, then maybe the Spirit helped orchestrate the timing of this, because I've tried to be encouraging and comforting, and how is the Spirit actively working in our lives. So this Sunday, I'm going to do something a little different. I think our folks just need to hear the gospel in its simplicity.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do a call to worship, extended communion thoughts, and sermon. So that, in other words, they're sort of going to get a sermon in 4 parts.
Gotcha.
Focusing on Romans chapter 8, verse 11, the idea of this, the Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in us. That same Spirit that's powerful enough to raise Jesus from the dead is living in us. And it's a follow-up. I looked at two other passages in Romans 8 in previous weeks. The 26 and 27, the Spirit intercedes with groans that words cannot express. And also Romans 8, verse 5, the idea of, is our mind focused on things of the Spirit or things of the sinful nature or flesh? Did that the last couple of weeks. So that'll be a natural follow-up. So I had saved this Romans 8:11 passage for Easter. But I thought, wow, what do we need? We need a message of hope.
Yeah.
And we want to focus, obviously, on the resurrection. So I thought, tell the gospel and do it in the context of extended communion thoughts is my primary game plan for this Sunday.
That's interesting. So you're gonna weave it in with all the parts of worship.
Yes. I'll do a little more extended call to worship, like a 3 to 5 minute call to worship, and then 3 to 5 minute each of the communion elements, and then probably a shorter sermon then. And I think that helps with concentration spans too, since we're watching online.
Yeah.
It's difficult to watch a lengthy sermon.
Do you think that makes the communion more pastoral?
I think so. That's my intent.
Yeah.
To make it the communion experience more of a pastoral experience, because I think we need that right now.
So one of the things I've always known about you is, I mean, like your pastoral ability is an 11. I mean, you're no, up here, not down. You're up here. And so what is the pastoral need right now during this? Because this isn't a critical incident, is it?
We're viewing it, in my work with first responders, we're viewing it that way.
Okay.
There's actually the International Critical Incident Stress Foundation actually just came out with some training videos this week for first responders, and they're viewing this event as an extended critical incident.
Because it just keeps going.
Yes, I talked to some of my paramedics yesterday, and they were telling me that their protocols in the field are changing every single day.
I'll tell you what, I may need to get back with you next week, because the theme this week on 5-Minute Interviews is Easter. Next week, I think we're going to make the theme Heroes of Healthcare, because I want to know the whole purpose of this is always to encourage. John, we're about out of time, so thank you for sharing what you
appreciate
shared.
It very much.
Yeah,
Great
and I think
thank you.
Yeah, I think the people in Granbury, I think they're going to be very encouraged. I appreciate what you're doing down there.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, tune in again for the next 5-minute interviews. And John, thank you for being with us.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.